Lesotho is a country in southern Africa. It's surrounded by land, and it's called the Kingdom in the Sky because it's so high up and full of mountains. This awesome landscape has all sorts of weather. Lesotho has 4 seasons: summer, autumn, winter and spring. Each season makes life interesting for the animals. Summer in Lesotho is warm and rainy. The rain helps the plants grow, which gives food to lots of animals. Summer is a time when there's plenty of food. Animals have their babies during this time. When the weather gets cooler, autumn comes to Lesotho. The leaves on the trees change color. The bright greens turn to yellows, oranges and reds. This means winter is coming. Animals get ready for the tough months ahead. Winter in Lesotho is cold and hard. Snow often covers the ground. Food is hard to find. Lots of animals have a tough time. They need to find ways to stay warm and get food. Spring brings new life to Lesotho. The snow melts and it gets warmer. Plants start growing again, giving food to the animals. It's a time when things start fresh. Life goes on. Lots of birds live in Lesotho. Some birds stay all year, but others fly away for part of the year. They travel far to find food and good places to have babies. When the seasons change, these birds fly off on amazing trips. One example is the southern black flycatcher. This little bird visits Lesotho in the summer. It comes to have babies and then leaves when it gets cold, flying north to warmer places. Another cool bird is the yellow-billed kite. This hunting bird comes to Lesotho in the spring. It eats lots of bugs and mice. It leaves when summer ends, following the rain to other parts of Africa. These trips are super important for these birds. They help the birds find the best food and places to raise their young. Some animals fly away, but others have different ways to survive the hard Lesotho winter. One way is hibernation. This is like a long nap where animals slow down their bodies and use less energy when there isn't much food. The Maluti River frog is a cool example of an animal that hibernates in Lesotho. This little frog lives in the high grasslands of the Maluti Mountains. In the winter, it digs underground and goes into a deep sleep, so it can live through the freezing weather. Another example is the mountain pygmy mouse. This tiny mouse lives in the high parts of Lesotho. It hibernates during winter, curling up in a nest of grass and fur, waiting for spring to come. Hibernation is an amazing way for animals to live through the hardest times of the year. Even though it's tough, Lesotho has lots of strong animals. They have special ways of living in this environment. The mountain zebra is a great example. Mountain zebras have strong hooves that help them climb the steep hills. They have thick fur coats to keep them warm, and they eat the tough mountain grasses. Another example is the black-backed jackal. This clever dog lives all over Lesotho. It eats all sorts of things like small animals, birds, bugs and fruit. The black-backed jackal is important because it helps keep the number of other animals in balance. These animals and many more show how tough nature can be. They have found ways to live in one of the hardest places on Earth.